My friend of 15 plus years took my special purse my sister gave me as a Christmas present without asking me and lost it, and because she is wealthy, she just says she'll buy a new one and doesn't understand why I feel deeply betrayed, so now I want to drop this friendship in the trash. Posted by you/such designer 5185. So I, 21F, am just about to leave from a vacation with a friend, also 21F, and I'm honestly still sick over what happened. A few days ago, she took my expensive Zadig and Voltaire purse without asking. This purse was a Christmas gift from my sister and has huge sentimental value. I've spent the past few years taking really good care of it because it means so much to me. When she took it, she didn't even tell me. I only found out after the fact that she used it to go to the laundromat, and in the process, used my money, which she also didn't ask to take. For context, the purse had $40 in cash and a bunch of quarters, a gift from my sister's best friend's mom, €60 in notes, and at least €20 in coins. So we're talking over €100 total, not to mention the purse itself. And now? The purse is gone. She lost it. I was obviously upset, not yelling or blaming her, just crying and saying I wasn't mad, just hurt. I told her how much that purse meant to me and how hard I've worked to keep it safe for years. Instead of apologizing, she got huffy with me, rolled her eyes, and said, "How much does it cost?" "I'll just replace it," in this angry, dismissive tone. She has a very defensive and confrontational nature that makes me feel bullied and small, so I find it hard to stand up to her. But it's not just about the money, it's about trust, about respect, and about losing something deeply personal to me. Since then, she hasn't apologized at all. In fact, she's acting annoyed that I'm upset. Now we're on the last night of our trip, and I've decided to just be neutral and quiet for the journey home. But once we're back, I plan to stop speaking to her entirely. I feel like she violated my boundaries, disrespected my belongings, and is now making me feel like I'm too sensitive for being hurt. But some mutual friends are already making me feel like I'm being dramatic and should let it go because it's just a bag. So, am I the jerk for cutting her off and refusing to speak to her after this? Top/relevant comments. Commenter. She's not a friend. She also needs to pay you back for the purse. She stole it actually, so she's a thief. Your choice on how to handle that going forward. Not the jerk. Ops response. She agrees to reimburse me, which I accepted, but I haven't spoken with her further about it, as I've been too upset to look up the cost of the purse. I also haven't told her the amount that was in the purse. I plan to do so in 2 days' time. I will post the update after I discuss with her my true feelings about this. Commenter 2. This girl is either one of these people with zero conscience, or this op is lying. Difficult to determine these days. Reddit is a place of honesty and big liars. Ops response. Zero conscience. She was raised as an only child in a very wealthy family and does not understand sentiment. She thinks throwing money at the issue makes everything better. Op when told to check friend's luggage. She said she checked the laundromat this morning to check the lost and found, and there was no sign of it. I'm going to check her luggage when we land, based on good advice here. I'm a bit scared to accuse her of theft, as she's quite an aggressive person. Commenter 3. Now you mentioned it has sentimental value as it came from your sister. Is your sister passed? Can you not just rebuy the same model? Like, I get it. It was a nice gift, but it is just a purse. Unless the purse was custom or unique in some way, or your sister passed, I think you're being overly sensitive. Ops response. It does have sentimental value. I come from a large, rural family in Ireland. We do not have a lot of money. My older sister moved away, and for Christmas one year, when I had not received any gifts for Christmas due to a financial rough spot, she bought me that bag, as I had turned 18 that year. She is a glamorous, successful woman in her 30s, and it meant a lot to me to have something of such quality. It was my first time owning anything like that. She doesn't have to be dead for it to be sentimental. Commenter 4. Stop being a doormat, and people won't treat you like one. Clearly you're not overreacting, and you know that. You just want an army of people online coddling you while you let her keep treating you like a pushover. Ops response. I am on a different continent with 2 girls who have been gaslighting me, saying it's not a big deal. They're both wealthy, and their parents fund their lifestyle, whereas I do not. It's difficult to call my parents for advice due to constant proximity to the girls, and I felt I was going crazy, so I took it to this sub for advice. Not looking for coddling, believe me. If I didn't feel the need to take it to this sub, I would have avoided it. Thank you. Update 4 days later. So I have an update. Thank you to everyone who gave advice or shared support, it really helped more than you know. On the flight home, she asked me to mind her passport in my bag, even though she had her own backpack. I agreed just to keep the peace because I didn't want to deal with any attitude or fighting. When we landed, she turned to me and asked, "Do you have my passport?" In this snappy tone. I was still hurt and wanted to get one last jab in, so I said, using the exact words she said to me all week about my missing purse, "I was checking my bag the whole time to make sure your passport was there, but maybe it'll show up when we get off the plane." I regretted saying it immediately. She snapped in front of other passengers, finally acknowledging that I'd been upset about the purse, but in the most cruel and dismissive way. She said, "Well, at least I didn't throw a hissy fit bawling crying for hours over a purse." That was the last straw. She acknowledged my obvious upset, yet still would not apologize. Once we got our bags at the airport, I told her I wanted to check her suitcase for my purse. I said if she refused, I'd involve the police. She tried to say I was violating her privacy, which is hilarious considering she took my purse and went through my belongings. I told her if it wasn't there, she had nothing to be worried about. I also made it clear I wasn't going to touch any of her stuff, that I wasn't interested in taking others' belongings without permission, just checking for what was mine. She was absolutely fuming. Face red, shaking, visibly furious. Then she shoved her bag at me and told me to go ahead. I opened a zip compartment. Inside was a black trash bag. Inside that was a red Target bag. Inside that, drum roll, my purse. All of the money was still inside, the cash, the euro coins, but no quarters. I was honestly so shocked I couldn't even ask why she had it or what her plan was. I just said thanks and walked away with my stuff. I got on the bus home and haven't spoken to her since. I wish I hadn't been so emotionally drained to have given her a piece of my mind. She's since blocked me with no apology or explanation. As a side note, her mom, who doesn't know we're not speaking, called me at 3 a.m. crying. She was saying how badly she feels treated by her daughter and her husband, how she's constantly belittled. I won't get into any of what had just happened, but it definitely gave me more perspective. This girl is a cruel and horrendous person with little to no empathy, and I think maybe a sociopath. Anyway, I got my purse back, but the whole thing left a really bad taste in my mouth. I still don't fully understand what she was trying to do, and honestly I don't think I want to. I'm just relieved it's over. What do you guys think she was aiming to do with the purse? Very little of my money inside was used. So strange. Thanks again. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Why haven't you told your friends and her mom about what happened? It's like you want her to rewrite the story to make you the villain. Ops response. My friends are aware, and so is my entire family. They told me they are disgraced by her behavior and advised me to cut off contact with her. The friends on vacation, however, whether they sided with her or were actually too afraid to side with me, I'm not sure. I haven't reached out to them, and based on advice from the previous post, I am not continuing my friendships with them. I can't be friends with someone who is too weak to stand up for me. Her mother was drink driving and in a bad spot, so I felt it was not the right time to bring up the situation, as she was very upset. I'm in the midst of trying to get her professional help without the rest of her family knowing. Sticky situation. They will come at her for coming to me. Commenter 2. I pity her poor mom so much. Ops response. It's actually heartbreaking. The things she was telling me about her daughter last night echoed her behavior towards me on that vacation. Commenter 3. This is such a bizarre story. I'm not implying it didn't happen, not at all. She took the bag but didn't use the money inside, except quarters. She didn't dump it either. I wonder if she has a collection of trophies that she has stolen? Her mum seems to be aware that her daughter has different behavior than most of the others. It sounds like other friends may be scared of her, so that's the mum and possibly friends that are unnerved by her. I can imagine that rage, the rage that she knows you'll find your purse and she won't get away with it. Good for you for sticking up for yourself. I would distance yourself away, far away, from her. The link wouldn't work for me. That friend is not a friend to cause you all this stress when you were on holiday, trying to enjoy yourself. I don't have any psychological training, just the University of Life. But she doesn't sound right to me. Ops response. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to wrap my head around it all. My family and friends are just as confused as to what her objective was. My dad just put it down too, in his very old country Irish father way, CNTS are everywhere. Don't think about it anymore, just don't give her the time of day ever again. Thank you for your words. Commenter 4. What a smart way of handling it. If she would have left the airport, you would have never seen it again. Did you hold her passport hostage to get her to give you her bag? I'm surprised she didn't try to walk out of the airport or something. Were police close by or anything? Ops response. Thank you. I gave her the passport directly after she had a go at me on the plane when we landed. We were at the bag drop-off in the arrivals terminal, and she helped everyone else get their bags off the belt except me, even though she knows I was struggling with the bag weight the entire trip due to my bad back, had surgery on it early June. I have endometriosis lesions all over the ligaments attached to my back, so I took that as a big screw you. I was raging and demanded that I check her luggage, where she kicked up a fuss saying why should I go through her luggage as it was a violation of her privacy, lol, and I reasoned with her, I'll report her for theft, if she has nothing to hide she will be okay, etc., until she broke down and let me. At this stage, our interaction gained the attention of our friends and nearby passengers, so she was embarrassed and let me win and check her luggage. Commenter 5. She stole it because she thinks of Op as someone who doesn't deserve to have nice things. There's nothing more to it than that. She just wanted to see Op hurt. I have a friend like this, who truly feels I deserve nothing nice and that everything is too good for me. There are people who are silently passing judgment and trying to keep you beneath them. It's so freaking weird. I will never understand.